The Ethiopia story is a long one. I first went in 2010, and it was really in response to sort of having this pull to do something whenever we would have tragedy happen in the world. I remember when 9/11 happened, I felt this desire to go and help. But at the time, I didn't really see how a spine surgeon would be of much use under those circumstances. In the context of an earthquake or a flood or something, I didn't think, well, people need discectomies and deformity surgery. That's not really what they need. And in talking this over with some of my colleagues, they encouraged me to look into other ways to be helpful. And I had a friend who was in training with me at previous practice location who had a connection to Ethiopia. And so I sort of committed to going with him to this place that I had never heard of or thought of before as a place to do mission work. And he introduced me to doctors there who had a collection of patients who had very severe and advanced spinal conditions. And I was blown away by the number of people that needed help and the severity of the problems that they had. There was essentially nobody who was a spine surgeon in the entire country of Ethiopia on any consistent basis to take care of these people. And so it struck me that there were probably 1 million patients who needed help from somebody like me. And that really clicked. It hit me that I was the right person and this was the right mission for me to take on, to connect with my unique skills and knowledge and ability and bring it to people that really desperately needed it and didn't really have an alternative. I met a wonderful doctor there named Rick Hodes, who's an American internal medicine doctor. He's not a spine surgeon. And he had committed himself to this project where he moved to Ethiopia, lives there essentially full time. And he had adopted 5 kids from Ethiopia who had spinal deformity, and ultimately I think he decided that serial adoption of children was not the best solution to this problem. So over time, instead of adopting them all, he decided to make connections with surgeons all over the world, and one of them was me on this trip, which the first time I went was 2010. So he and I met on the 4th of July in 2010 in Ethiopia. And he showed me amazing pictures on his laptop, and that inspired me. And he asked if I was able to do surgery for patients like this in Ethiopia. So I started wondering if that was possible. It hadn't occurred to me that I might be able to do that. I asked for help from industry and implant companies and personnel and volunteers, and I was amazed to find that people were willing to say yes very easily to something like this. And so over the last 15 years, we have grown from wandering over there with a handful of people to do a handful of surgeries to fast forward to 2025. We had a team of 20 volunteers, including myself, and surgeons from all over the world, including Stanford and Phoenix and Lithuania, as well as myself. And we did, as a team, a collection of 50 surgeries in 2025 over the course of 3.5 weeks.